So hey gang, hope you're enjoying having some time at home with your family and able to not have to be at school all the time. I just thought I'd make a short video here just to touch base with you and mention a few things. Right now I'm out in my garage. This isn't actually my office where I usually am, but I came out here because the rest of my family is watching TV where I normally would be at. So I came out here for a while. Thought I might show you just a little bit of the work I've been doing. If you look, well, let's see. I think I'll change the direction here just a second. Well, I guess I won't change the direction because then I got to stop this clip. Then I'll have to edit it, and I don't really want to. So let me come around here. I think you can see outside if I get it right. So I actually ran out of wood, and of course, you know, I usually heat my house with wood. So I got some slab wood, which is a little cheaper because it's also kind of wet and kind of it hasn't cured for a whole year. So I had about a cord there, and basically what I've been doing is I've been splitting it up, like you can see down here. This is what the pieces look like originally, and then this is what they look like when I get done splitting them. They're quite a little bit smaller, and that way they actually burn up better. So it ends up being a pretty good deal. So sometimes I just come out here and I just enjoy sitting in my garage and just doing some stuff. I'm also going to be working on a hammock hanger. When I get busy and start doing that, I'll show it to you guys. I also may be actually going out hammock camping this weekend. I haven't decided for sure, but if I do, I'll make sure I take some video of that as well and share it with you. A couple things I want to talk about in terms of online stuff. The panic button thread is for panic button messages only. Now, the first assignment that all of you had in all of my classes was to leave me a fake panic button message. And usually I will respond to that and make some kind of funny comment or something like that. But after that, all that should go in the panic button are questions. Like if you have a question, you don't understand where something is or where it's supposed to be turned in. That's where you turn that stuff in. You post those questions on that panic button thread. And I try to look at that 2 or 3 times a day. But at the very least, I'll look at it once every day. So it may take 24 hours before you actually get an answer to it, all right? But that's what all that should be used for, is that. So you either do your fake messages there, or then once that's done, if you have a real emergency or question, you would do that. Like, let's say something happened and your family had a death or something and you had to go for 2 or 3 days out of town and that kind of thing, and you didn't have access. That would be something that you would tell me on the panic button thing. That way I'd know right away, so I wouldn't worry about, you know, whether you're not doing your stuff, and it gives me an explanation of what's going on. So first of all, panic button stuff, only write emergencies there. Secondly, you do have 2 other places where your homework assignments are given, and one of those, usually you have a folder with some reading or watching assignments, and then you have another folder that says threaded discussion in the week, okay? And that has a question on it that you're supposed to answer, and you're supposed to answer it right there on that threaded discussion. So be sure and not answer it like in the updates, or don't answer it like, don't answer it at you know, on a Google Doc unless it specifically tells you to do that. If it tells you to do it in a threaded discussion, just answer it right there in the threaded discussion. Just make a post. Also, in some classes, I not only want you to post your answer, but then I want you to look at other people's answers and comment on them. So be sure in the assignments folder for week 1, you read what you're supposed to do in each one of those assignments. It specifically tells you what you're supposed to do and when it is due. And be sure and keep things up to date because you have to get them done. If they're not done on time, they're considered late, and you won't be getting nearly as much credit for them. This is still a graded course, okay? We still are keeping grades and keeping track of things. It's just a little bit different than what we've been in the past. So make sure you get all your stuff done, okay? And finally, you do have usually one assignment at the end to share with me what you've learned during the week. And that usually is done either on Google Docs or Google Slides or something like that. And usually it's not due until Saturday or maybe even Sunday. But those are the most, those are really important that you share those with me. And so make sure that, you have done that. But don't do those first. Do all of your other stuff first. Those assignments to be shared with me at the end are after you have kind of mastered all of the week's material. So, I'm already getting stuff, like I was getting stuff on Wednesday afternoon from some of you, and yet you hadn't done the other assignments yet, and you probably haven't read enough to really answer the questions correctly. So, just keep all that stuff in mind, and you'll be fine. This first week is a week of learning, but, if you notice there's a lot of people that haven't got online yet and commented on these threads and stuff, if you know them or have a text that you can text them, make sure you tell them to get online and start doing stuff. I know there's other classes that are doing video chats and stuff like that. I'll do some video chats, but right now you can come right to my thing and do anything. You don't need me actually there doing it. And what I do is I look at your answers and then I comment on them and help you if you don't understand something. But this is more like learning on your own. And so just, I'm expecting all of you to, report in and do the stuff that it says. Just go to that week one thing. There's an assignments thing there. It tells you every assignment and when it's due and how to do it. Okay? So hopefully that'll help you. We'll be making some more videos like this in the future, and do some more things. Probably tonight at my office hours, we might do a little online chat at Google Hangouts. So there'll be more info on that. I'll probably leave a link for that as well. All right, see ya.